Hello? We're having some difficulties, I think. This is my first time really streaming on YouTube, so this might get a little strange. Ah, there is Nini. Okay. Yeah, we were having some problems. Took me a little while to figure out what's going on. Alright, alright. This seems a little loud to me. It's a little loud to me. Okay. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if I'm streaming from the same one. Um, like the premiere. I have no idea. Unfortunately, I'm not well versed in this, so we're just bearing with me today. That's what we're doing. Okay. So today, you can see from hello Martin. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're having some technical difficulties, but I think we figured it out now. So as you can see from the title, we are writing some cozy corners today. If you look at my channel at any time, you will see that I post a cozy corner every day. It's under 1 minute little snippet of some character stories. I started a different stream. Okay, fun. Um, I OBS said it was the same stream, so we're blaming OBS. I'll figure that out. I'll play with this later. Maybe Nini can help me. All right. So, let me know if volumes are good. We can play around with volumes if we need to. I turned the music down a little bit because it was getting loud in my ears. All right. So today, let me move this stuffed animal out of the way so I can see the chat. That would be good. Okay. So we're switching to writing. You guys get to see a little bit of what goes on when I'm writing Cozy Corners today. It's very exciting. Absolutely. I think most of what's going to be exciting is chatting. I get to talk a little bit about my characters and whatnot. Okay. So as you can see, we have this. We have this document. Right here, I've got 7. I usually try to do a week at a time. I don't post all of the Cozy Corners that I film. There's a lot of Cozy Corners that have never seen the light of day because I'm not happy with them. Like, there's Cozy Corners going back all the way to, like, the beginning of this year that haven't been posted because I don't like them. So I try to do a week at a time. So we've got 7 prompt spaces. Right here, actually, is the 7 that I have yet to film. So maybe I'll read one of those later if somebody has a preference. We've got the demon's harsh result, sickness in painful depths. Is it possible to love them both? A metal rose, a pining glance. Goodbye, my bluebird, and your touch loses my breath. So if anybody's got a thought that they want me to read one of those, then maybe I will. What I tend to do, let me pick one that's actually been posted. Did I post that? I did post that. So what I tend to do to make sure that I don't refilm or repost Cozy Corners is when I filmed them, I will put a done next to it, and that helps. Okay. Alright. So, what we do for the prompts is, because it's really hard to kind of come up with the thought myself, I'm realizing I think there's a delay because I'm watching the live stream. Oh, that's because I'm not caught up. That's my fault. Okay, so what we tend to do with the prompts is we'll come over to this. Yeah. So we go to this wheel, and it's got all the characters' names here. And so we'll click it 7 times to get the characters. And then I've got another wheel that shows me spinning. Yes, we do the spinning. I've got another one that's got some basic prompts. So we'll do this first, and we'll get our 7 characters. And sometimes I disagree with the wheel. All right, we've got Charlie. So first prompt is going to be Charlie. And if you guys have got any characters or prompts that you would like to see, then maybe because we're on a stream and it's exciting, I might write one. Which would, honestly, it would help me a lot because I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of ideas. Nini knows this. I talk to Nini about this sometimes. I do not have a lot of ideas at this point. Okay, on to the next one. I think we've got Kina. Yeah, Kina, I don't write a lot for Kina. There are some characters that I just don't write a lot for. Maybe that's my fault, maybe it's the wheel's fault. Who knows? Alright. Oh, we got Kaya. We've got another Kina. So here's where it comes into... This is where it comes into something like, do we do 2 Kinas or do we do 1 Kina? And, you know. But because we don't do a lot of Kina... Twice in a row, yeah. Because we don't write a lot of Kina, we'll do 2. We'll do 2 for this section of 7. We will not be doing a 3rd Kina. I refuse. We will not. That's not how this works. We'll... Come on now. You know better than this. It looks like we've got a Sheila. Which is good. We love Sheila. Nini loves Sheila. just calling her out. The wheel is a fan of Kina. It really is for some reason. Have we got... We've got a Sky. You know, Nini pointed out to me that I write a lot of Skedrick, but I don't actually write a lot from Sky's perspective. Because she helped me pick out the characters that were going to be... They could be for the... You like this wheel? She helped me pick out the characters I was going to put up for the possible... Oh goodness. The possible long form video where I put them all together for the 200 subscriber special. Because I didn't know, like, I didn't have the perspective of someone who listens to the Cozy Corners. I just have the perspective of the person who created the characters and the world, and obviously I have my favorites. So she listened to most of the Cozy Corners, and I thought I had a lot more Sky, but she said that I write a lot from Cedric's perspective instead of Sky, which makes sense because I like my Cedric. He is my boy. We've got a Tal. We have a Tal, which is another character I don't actually write a lot for. And we've got another Sky. We've got a lot of repeat characters in this batch. We've got 2 Kinas, 2 Skys, Charlie, Sheila, and Tal. Okay, now we move on to the next wheel. Which, for the options, the very basic, vague options, we've got Angst, Fluff, Hurt, Comfort, Lore, Fight, and Love. So for Charlie, are we gonna get... Okay. I was like, are we gonna get a rare love one? I don't think I've ever gotten the love prompt for Charlie. I've gotten a lot of fights for Charlie, that's for sure. Charlie likes to fight. You're curious for the Tal one? Because I write so little about Tal, you need to know more. Alright. For Kina, we've got a lore. Oh, that'll be fun. The question is, how much lore do I give you about Kina? Ooh. Who knows? We've got another lore? Or have we got another fight? We've got another lore. We've got 2 Kina lores. Oh no. Oh no. What am I gonna do for that? Nini, help. Chat, help me. What am I gonna do for that? And we've got a Sheila Fluff. Of course. Sheila gets all the fluff. Always and forever. There's a lot of lore for Kina's character. It really is. Have we got another Fluff? Oh my goodness. We've got a rare Sky fluff. Oh my gosh, have I ever gotten fluff for Sky? When has that happened? Oh my goodness. What are we getting for Tao, guys? Oh, have we got a fight for Tal? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. That'll be fun. Tal's a silver. I always I like writing the magic stuff for fights, but also it is actually pretty interesting writing a fight scene for did we get another fight? Was I not paying attention? No, I don't think so. We'll spin again. I wasn't paying attention. For the silvers, because like how do you write that in a magic world where typically they're at a disadvantage? Oh, and we've got a sky. Oh my gosh. Nini, help. Nini's read the book. That's why I'm asking Nini for help. Like, how do I do this without spoiling things? Oh my gosh. If you can't tell, Akina and Sky are pretty important characters when it comes to the lore. What am I going to do? Okay. So, we've got a Charlie fight scene. Charlie's an agate, which you probably already know. So we've got, there's gonna be a lot of ums as I'm thinking. Okay. Oh my god, I gotta be careful about what I say, because I'm really gonna trip up sometimes, probably. Okay. So Charlie's an agate, she's got fire. You'll think about it. If you have an idea, you'll let me know. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. Charlie fight scene. I've had her fight against Lynn in the second thing. I'm not going to say what it is, but the second thing. Because, like, I'm going to assume that people have noticed that it's not one place. Right? You must have noticed that by now. There's a couple of different situations I put them in. It's all a fight to the death kind of deal. But like you can kind of tell there are alliances and hatreds that don't exactly match. Right? We're just going to go with that assumption. I'm not going to tell you what it is or why, but you know. Okay. Alright. Pulling the pop-out chat so I don't have to look at how many people are watching. Alright. Charlie fight scene. Who do we want to have her fight against? I've done her fight against Lynn. Let me just pick a character. Oh gosh. Just blend them together. Same fight, two perspectives. Okay, so that would be yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's been a while since I've streamed. I gotta remember how to do this and write at the same time. It's an art skill, and one I have not yet mastered. The midnight air sweeps across the cool midnight air sweeps across the beginning clearing. Of course, it would come back to this. Charlie should have known the first demon would approach her here. That's the other thing, is a lot of the time when I write these cozy corners, I accidentally say like slightly spoilery things in the words, and I'm able to kind of like delete it before anybody sees it. I can't do that now. You're gonna get all the secrets. It's my fault. Okay. The cool midnight air sweeps across the beginning clearing. Of course it would come back to this. Charlie should have known the first demon would approach her here. Tal stands across from her. Sword. Ooh. Bloody sword clutched in their hand. Best way to find out secret books, I've just let Hawk talk. It's so true. It's so true. It's sad. It's sad, like, how bad I am at shutting up. Nini knows this. We've gotten on calls and I just talk. She doesn't have to say nothing. Okay, Tal stands across from her. Silver. Oh goodness. Tal stands across from her, silver sword clutched in their hand. Her blood is splattered across their pale cheek. The pale cheek. Well, we'll do one cheek. Her own sword is still in its scabbard as she decides how best to fight against a silver. Can I type, please? Against a silver. Against a silver, her fire might aid in claiming victory, but against the silver, her fire might aid in claiming victory. But there comes the but. What is the but? I've got a puppo and a cat next to me, by the way, guys. I've got a cat on one side, laying on the arm of the couch. Because thanks to my fibromyalgia, I work on the couch because otherwise I can't sit in a chair for very long. And I've got a puppo on the couch next to me. I'm surrounded by love, guys, and it is amazing. Okay, anyway, back to what we were doing. I also get distracted quite easily. Okay, against a silver, her fire might aid in claiming victory. But not having a sharp weapon could catch her off guard. I already said veil. Light eyes. Midnight blue. Oh no, his is... Oh, there's this, sorry. Their eyes are cyan, right? Cool. Might need to look this up, and I'm not going to be stupid and look it up on my computer, because then you will see my backstory document, and that would not be good for me. Tal is at the bottom of this list. Aqua. Eyes. Aqua color. The demon claimed them first. Hi, Vulture. Welcome, welcome. We're writing Cozy Corners. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay, the demon claimed them first. The demon claimed them first. The question remains, will it release them? Okay, let's look at this and see if we can make it any better. I'll probably re-edit these, like, tomorrow. Because you need that break between writing it and editing it. That is the big secret to editing. Take time. You don't have to edit it immediately after, unless it's something you're, like, on a deadline for. That's awesome, yeah. Typically I say, like, wait till the next day so your mind is more clear. Sometimes I don't do that because I have to film Cozy Corners in the morning. And so I just edit it before I go to sleep. Anyway, okay, let's look at this and see if we can make it any better. The cool midnight air sweeps across the beginning clearing. Of course it would come back to this. Charlie should have known the first demon would approach her here. Tal stands across from her, silver sword clutched in their hand. Her blood is splattered across their pale cheek. Her own sword is still in its sheath as she decides how best to fight. Against a silver, her fire might aid in claiming victory, but not having a sharp weapon could catch her off guard. Midnight blue dances in Tal's aqua-colored eyes. The demon claimed them first. The question remains, will it release them? I like it. I'm quite happy with that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You happy with that? Any notes? I will take notes. I happily take notes when, when I need to make things better. Sometimes sleeping and come back later helps a lot. It definitely. Love the last sentence. You like it? Awesome. Okay, now we need to come up with a title. I've noticed that I typically, like, when the demon is a center part of the story, I typically tend to write something about, like, in the title I mention the demon. Just like with River, sometimes I do the river, or, you know, kind of personalize a river but make it River, if that makes sense. Anyway. Like, for example, up this one. Oh, by the way, look at that for a second. The demon's harsh result. Because it has to do with a demon kill. So, let's think about this. The first... Will the first demon fall? Will the first demon fall? I like that. That's fun. I've gotten better at making titles, I think. Titles are hard, dude. Aren't they hard, coming up with a title for your story? That's tricky. Okay. Oh gosh, 2 Kina lores. How do I do that without spoiling stuff? How does that work, guys? Guys, do you want all the secrets I bet you do. Will you get all the secrets? Not yet. I'm doing the thing where I'm getting into streams and my brain is just like all manic. It's just like, hey, let's do weird stuff today. Okay. Okay, we've got 2 Kina lures coming up. We got 2 Kina lures. Also, Vulture, since you have arrived, and anyone else that might be in the chat, I can't see. If you have any Cozy Corner like characters or prompts that you'd like to see, let me know, and maybe we'll do something with that. Because I don't need to just do 7. I probably won't just do 7. Might not do 14, but we can do a fair bit. Because I'm filming on Friday, so I've got plenty of time to make it an even 14. Okay, 2 Kina lures. Let me think about that. Okay. Ooh, that makes me curious. Hold on. I'll be right back. Be right back. Let me look at something really quick. There we go. That document. Well, that's interesting. I'll think about that. Okay, I think that's good. Let me do this. Hold on. With her. Okay. Guys, would you like some lore? Would you like some tasty lore? Would you like some tasty lore? Okay. It's been nearly a year since their disappearance. Well, we'll fix this. Since Lynn and Leo. Nom nom, yeah. It's been nearly a year since Lynn and Leo's disappearance. Losing them had almost been the death of Kina. The only thing keeping her going is the vain hope that they're still out there somewhere. She won't rest until she finds them. She's managed to find traces of them in the forest outside their neighboring homes. At this point, she's pretty sure she's traversed every inch of those woods at least a dozen times. She can feel their presence with her amber ability, but it's extremely faint. There have been mentions of strange disappearances in other villages all around Burning Land, but nothing has ever come of them, and the people have never been found. Lynn and Leo will be found if it's the last thing Kina does. How do we feel about that, guys? What are your feelings? What are your thoughts? Do we like it? Oh man, you're not able to cook dinner. Listen to you. Need to go okay to rescue the bread. Go rescue that bread, Vulture. You're happy about lore? We love lore. Lore is so much fun. Okay. Oh, what do we title this? We got any thoughts about titles? Titles are hard. Okay. The faint mentions of life. Their lives. The faint mentions of their lives. I think that works. Okay, so now we're doing. I've got a Nini. I love your prompt. I gotta make it very vague. It's good. I love it, but we gotta make it vague. Okay. Thinking. How do I do this? Okay, we don't have to do these in order. Let me think about that for a second. We're gonna go back to this fight. So we've got this up here. we've got this one, which is like basically the beginning of the fight. The demon rages inside Tal. They can't fight it. They aren't strong enough. Charlie, coming across Charlie in the forest have been too much to hold the demon back. Ooh. Before they knew it, they were lunging at her, swiping out with their blade and cutting her arm. The blood had splattered across their face as they chased her all the way to the beginning clearing. She stares at them, smoke rising from her fists. It's time. Tal can't do anything to stop the creature lurking inside them before they know what they're doing. They lunge forward again. And cut across her face. When she looks at them, rage burns in her eyes. Okay. I got into that one. That one was fun. I love the angst. I love the fierce, ferocious angst. It's so much fun, guys. Okay. Let's read that back and see if we like it. The demon rages inside Tal. They can't fight it. They aren't strong enough. Yes, Coming across Charlie in the forest had been too much to hold the demon back. Before they knew it, they were lunging at her, swiping out with their blade and cutting her arm. The blood had splattered across their face as they chased her all the way to the beginning clearing. She stares at them, smoke rising from her fists. It's time. Tal can't do anything to stop the creature lurking inside them. Before they know what they're doing. It sounds dangerous and unstoppable. It is. It's quite dangerous and quite unstoppable. Do we have another word for lunge? Anybody got another word for lunge? We gotta look up another word for lunge. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Synonyms for lunge. They pounce. I like that. They pounce forward again. Makes them sound like an animal, which I appreciate. and cut across her face. When she looks at them, we'll do rage. Or no, we'll do fury. Fury wasn't. Because we had rage up here. When she looks at them, fury burns in her eyes. The first demon strikes. So we've got, will the first demon fall and the first demon strikes. We love that. So that means I need to post this one first. I guess it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Kino lore. How do I do this? Did you save your bread, Vulture? I hope it didn't burn. Okay. I love how we've got a Sky Fluff down here. We don't have Sky Fluff very often. I like making Sky a very angsty character. Sheila always has the fluff. Sheila's always got fluff. She's a happy woman. It's just slightly burned. Okay. I hope it's still edible. Guys, I looked at the Harry Potter book on my desk and I just remembered I'm halfway through Chamber of Secrets. I would like to be clear, by the way, when I say I read Harry Potter, I do not support J.K. Rowling. I am trans myself. So I don't support anything coming from her. But the story, hear me out. The story is about an LGBTQ child who was forced into the closet by his homophobic, transphobic, just awful family members. And then he comes out of the closet and he goes to a place with other people like him, so he realizes he's not abnormal, he's not bad, he's not weird, he's just different and he's special. And so he finally makes friends with people who are like him. And Draco Malfoy is gay. Let's be honest. He has a slightly unhealthy obsession with another boy in his class. And apparently, by the way, I read this the other day in Chamber of Secrets. He's talked about Harry to his father numerous times, even though Harry is not anywhere nearby. So, we do not like J.K. Rowling, but we love Harry Potter. That's my opinion. So, I just wanted to make that clear. But I'm halfway through it. I'll play J.K. Rowling with her own story. Exactly. So I might post stuff about reading Harry Potter, but I'll probably do a disclaimer as well. Hi, Jasper. Hello, buddy. I'm sorry, but you cannot get in my lap right now. Jasper's my cat. Hey, buddy. Sweet little boy. Sometimes I post pictures of him and Shadow, my dog, on Instagram. Yeah. Do I post pictures about you, my sweet little boy? Oh my goodness. Okay, back to writing, because I got distracted. Ocean dog. I'm sorry. He distracted me with his cuteness. Okay. Kino lore. So, Nini had a good idea, and I like it. So we'll figure it out. Did I do... I did. Okay, good. Okay. It all happened so quickly. It all happened so quickly. The darkness of the small room is interrupted by the middle door swinging open and several people shrouded in darkness swarming her, pinning her to the ground. This is gonna be a dark one, by the way. This one's dark. Just so everybody's aware. Pinning her to the ground. A sharp hook hits her arm, and everything suddenly becomes fuzzy. Nice interpretation of Harry Potter. That's just true. Exactly, Vulture. I'm so glad everybody agrees with me on this. You can blame Nini. This is Nini's fault. Nini has done this to us. Nini has given us delicious angst. It's entirely her fault. A sharp poke hits her arm, and suddenly everything becomes fuzzy, and her body grows heavy. The walls are blurry as she... Thanks, Nini. There. Vulture appreciates it. The walls are blurry as she's dragged through the corridors to something she knows will be terrible. They stop. They stop in front of a cloaked of 3 cloaked figures. Yeah, that's not important at all, by the way, guys. Let me fix that. Of 3 cloaked figures. The middle one doesn't need to speak. The middle one points to the left, and Kina is... I should say who this is happening to. Kina is taken into a room with 3 tubes in the wall. I love how you say it unimportant and it just underlines 3. Yeah, that was pretty good. The middle one points to the left, and Kina is taken into a room with tubes. With 3. What would be 3? 3 tends to be an important number, apparently. Did I do this on purpose? No. With 3 tubes on the wall. The people holding her throw her inside. So she's facing outwards. The last thing she sees is a white mass and a purple eye. Yeah, this one's not important in the slightest, guys. I would disregard this cozy corner entirely. Jasper, I'm very sorry, sir, but my lap is occupied. Okay. Got any thoughts on that one, guys? Any thoughts? Give me your thoughts. I feed on them. why I love comments. I love people's thoughts on the story. It makes me so happy. Even if I don't always respond to them. Oh, goodness. This one might be a little long. I'm worried it's going to be over a minute, but I don't know if I can really take anything out of it, you know? It might be fine. It'll probably be fine, and I can make it work. Like, it's not going to be too over a minute. Oh my goodness, my sweet little Jasper boy. Okay. Let's read through it. It all happens so quickly. The darkness of the small room is interrupted by the metal door swinging open, and several people. The shrouded in blackness. Okay. The darkness of the small room is interrupted by the metal door swinging open, and several people shrouded in blackness swarming Kina, pinning her to the ground. A sharp poke hits her arm, and everything suddenly becomes fuzzy, and her body grows heavy. The walls are blurry as she's dragged through the corridors to something she knows will be terrible. They stop in front of 3 cloaked figures. The middle one points to the left, and Kina is taken into a room with 3 tubes on the wall. The people holding her throw her inside so she's facing outwards. The last thing she sees is a white mask and a purple eye. Teehee. On an unrelated note, Jasper has just set his chin on my arm, so that'll be fun. You don't know much about Kina, so you can't tell any thoughts about it, but you think it's an important moment. It might just be. It might just be important, Vulture. You are correct. A purple eye. You just went through some things in your mind. The number 3 comes up in many cases. It really does. It really does, doesn't it? That might be my OCD, I'll be honest. I really like the number 3. Okay. We've got 3 more in this section, and then I think... Ooh, I want to read one of the ones that I wrote in my last session. Guys, pick one. We've got the demon's harsh result, sickness in painful depths. Is it possible to love them both? A metal rose, a pining glance, goodbye my bluebird, and your touch loses my breath. Pick one, 1 through 7. Let's have some fun. I want to read one to you guys. Maybe then I'll talk about it and you'll get spoilers and it'll be my fault entirely because I can't shut up. There's a little delay. I think it takes a little while for the messages to come through, so we're just gonna hang out for a second. I can talk about my animals. Guys, you want to hear about my animals? Well, I've got Jasper. He's my emotional support cat. I got him when he was 2, and he's 8 now, so that was six and a half years ago. Probably 6 years ago. So I've had him for 6 years. He's my sweet little boy, and he likes to scream for food. He only does it twice a day, but he does enjoy screaming for food. It's a fight we have every day. I need to take a video of him like sprinting around the room. Like he literally does laps around the room when the alarm for food goes off, and I think it would be really funny to get that on video. I've had Shadow's my service dog. She helps me with panic attacks, and recently like motion, like getting up and getting down and keeping myself steady and that kind of thing. And she's 3. She's gonna be 4 this December, and I've had her for almost 3 years. And I have intense separation anxiety with her, so we do not go anywhere without one another because we will both get very anxious. You would love to hear every prompt, you can't decide. Then pick 1 through 7. Just pick a random number. Or I can pick one probably. Let's do a random number generator. This December, when is Shadow's birthday? My animals are lovely. Thank you, Vulture. Yeah, this December, on the 19th, she turns 4. 3, of course. Okay, we love that. Oh, good. That's a romance one. We love that for me. Oh, I am now getting a bath. Jasper is bathing me. Okay. So, this one is it possible to love them both? Tal, Orion whispers as they lay in bed at night. Tal hums softly in acknowledgement, their voice rumbling against Orion's chest. I need to tell you something. You know you can tell me anything, Orion, they murmur, rubbing their hand against Orion's side comfortingly. Orion doesn't know how to be honest about this. It isn't something he'd ever considered before he met Tal, until he met Tal, and then realized his true feelings. I love you so much, and he hesitates. I also love Kyle. Tal smiles. I know. You're allowed to love both of us. I promise. So, you can blame Nini for this, but we've now got a polyamorous relationship. We've got... and 3 people. Yeah, oh my gosh, the number 3 is everywhere, guys. So we've got Kyle and Orion being in love with each other, and then we've got Orion and Kyle are both like, oh my gosh, he could never love me. And then we've got Tal coming in at some point. It's also my fault. To 50. No, Nini. No. It's entirely your fault. You did this. So we've got them being in love like at the beginning of everything, and then Tal comes along and Orion falls in love with Tal, and then they can like I guess Tal confesses their feelings for Orion, and so Orion and Tal get together, but Orion is still in love with Kyle and he feels really guilty about it, so he tells Tal, and Tal's like, dude, I know, and you can love Kyle. And then at some point later on, Kyle and Orion approaches Kyle about his feelings for him, and then they get together, and the 3 of them will live happily ever after because I love them. And you can also blame Nini for the bow and gold stuff. We got a lot of romance coming out of the stories Nini and I write together. It's her fault. Because I did not intend for these characters to get together, and now here they are. And I accept no responsibility, even though Nini's right and it is my fault. And I've got one of the other characters. Every character you touch gets romance. Exactly. You think it's great? Thank you, Vulture. I've got like one of the female characters in love with another, like a demigirl character, but the demigirl character hasn't shown up yet in the story, so I can't do anything with her. Ugh. Like, she's shown up, but she's not like in this world, you know what I mean? So I can't do anything with her in this specific part of the story because she's not in this part of the story. And that makes me very sad because I love her. Okay. Does anybody got favorite characters? By just out of curiosity, because I know Nini likes Sky. I don't know if I have a favorite character. It switches periodically. Like Cedric is definitely one of my favorite characters, but I also love Leo and Blaze. But I also love Bow and Gold, and I also love Oak, and I also love River. They're all my babies, and I love all of them. So Vulture, out of curiosity, do you have a favorite character so far? Sky, yeah. Nini loves Sky. Oh my goodness. Are my children going to play? Leo? You like Leo? That's fun. I like Leo too. Leo's a fun character. He's got a lot of stuff coming up for him, by the way. But you love them all. I'm glad. I'm glad you love them all. I love doing these cozy corners because when I was writing the book, there were some characters I didn't really do much with because there were so many of them. There's 17 characters. And so I can't do a lot. Like in the book, I can't do all of them. I try to, like, I give them all a section. They all have a section of the story. I made sure of that. I did something with all of them. However, I can't have them all be main characters, you know? Because that would take that would be a super long book and it would be so hard to think of everything. So doing these cozy corners has actually helped me. 17 main characters. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. So doing these cozy corners has actually helped me learn more about my characters, which has helped a lot with knowing who they are and how they would react to things. Actually, what's really funny, I'm almost done with the second book. But I haven't been writing it because I've been busy with Patreon and cozy corners and that kind of thing. So it's been kind of tricky. Nini's been reading the second book. My Oma actually has read all of the second book so far, and she keeps bugging me about writing more of it. And I really want to. I really want to finish the story because it's got 3 books, and the third book is going to be so long. Do you publish these books on Amazon or something? I'm trying to get an agent, but at this point, I'm kind of getting like disheartened because I'm so worried that with, you know, the LGBTQ and the disability, because Leo's got fibromyalgia like I do, and the kind of, it's like the book is, I title it as a young adult fiction. However, it's kind of dark. It can get really dark. Nini, do you agree that your embers can get kind of dark? My Oma is cool. Thank you. She's my best friend. I was so happy to go book shopping with her the other day because now that I'm reading again, I want to hoard books, and it was her birthday coming up, and like it's her birthday today actually. Some scenes, yeah, kind of. It's like I go really close to like torture scenes. I don't. Okay, I say I go close. There is an actual torture scene in the second book. So I might need to self-publish this. But that means that I might need to rush, like I might need to push Katie, my friend Katie, to do more, like to work on the cover faster so I can get the first book out. But I'm also worried that with my small following that not enough people will read it, you know. But I do publicity, like this is publicity, and people would be able to buy the book sooner than like in a few years from now when I finally have an author and a publisher. So I'm kind of stuck in between what to do on that, because it's like main characters got fibromyalgia, very inclusive, like we've got trans character, like Sheila is trans, we've got non-binary characters, we've got plenty of gay characters. We've got like I'm not gonna say, but Nini knows what I'm talking about because I'm trying to keep it secret, you know. We've got like real close to actual torture. But if you publish it as an adult book, it's maybe fine. In Germany, you can get a lot of LGBTQ books easily, and that's no problem. Yeah, I didn't know you were in Germany. That's really funny. For context, Germany is where I want to move eventually. That's why it's funny. I have to think about it. It just kind of depends on how quickly I want the book to be available to people, you know? Because I've been sending it out to agents, and, like, I know you get a lot of rejections with that. So, I just don't have a lot of energy, so it's hard to do it every day. I just have to think about it. I am actually going to Germany later this year, theoretically. Either later this year or in February. I can't tell you exactly where I'm going, but I know it's northern. I've never been out of the country. You love the diversity of my stories. Thank you. I like doing diverse stuff because then everybody can kind of see themselves in it. Because it's not like all the characters are gay. Most of my characters are on the LGBTQ spectrum, but Kina, like I do have straight characters, like Kina, Lynn, A, all three of them are straight. But most of my characters are like pan or bi or just don't define their gender by a term. We've got a couple that are like just straight up gay. Like we've got River's a lesbian, Orion is gay. I don't know if there's anything more than that, I'll be honest. But most of them are bi or pan. Or again, don't define their gender. You don't need to define your gender, your sexuality. You don't need to define it. There's not a need for it. You can just say you're queer. I've had this conversation recently, which is why I had thoughts on it. Okay, we should get back to writing, guys. We should get back to writing. Okay, so we've got a Sheila Fluff one. How to do fluff. Fluff is hard. How fluff work? Oh, goodness. I'm bad with fluff. Fluff is really difficult. I have to think about where I want to put her. Like what part of the story I want to put her at. It's tricky. Oh, to get myself distracted again, I was kind of thinking I might try to do one stream every week. Would you be interested in that if I did one stream a week? Probably on Mondays, because Mondays are when I'm usually open. Honestly, probably around the time that I started today, because that's when I have the most energy most of the time. It would probably be writing. I could do some Minecraft or Stardew, but most of the time it would probably be writing stuff, which means you might actually see Patreon stuff. Probably not. You'll probably see like long form cozy corners or short form cozy corners. I say long form cozy corners is something I want to do, but I can't do it yet for several reasons. Mostly my girlfriend telling me not to do too much. I try to turn everything into work. It's a problem. Short form cozy corners are good. Yeah. Yeah, but I thought that could be fun because then it would actually help me, like, help motivate me to be able to do the cozy corners, like write them, because sometimes that gets hard, and also it would be, you know, like long and short form. Yeah, so I was thinking I could do one stream a week and write, you know, either a long a long form cozy corner, a short form cozy corner. Listen to my girlfriend. Yeah. My girlfriend is much better at telling when I'm overworking myself than I am. Okay, fluff. We gotta do the fluff. How to do fluff. Okay. So here are three options. Here are three options. Flower field with Leo and maybe Lynn. Um, underground house thing with River and maybe Charlie, or cabins by in a clearing by a lake with Charlie. These are our three options. Which should we choose? If we can't decide together, then I can do a spin wheel. Leo? Okay. Oh, yeah. I should have known you were going to pick that one, Vulture. Okay. The water is cool on this hot day. Sheila, ooh, Sheila and Leo sit on the edge with their feet. Okay, fine, Leo. It's also yeah. Nini was gonna pick River, weren't you? Sheila and Leo sit on the edge with their feet submerged. It's a nice. The war. What? It's a nice day. It's a nice day. The war has taken a break. But I really like the friendship between Leo and Sheila. Yeah. I like the relationships that these characters managed to form during all of this. Because, like, yes, it's an awful situation they found themselves in where they have to fight to the death. But, does River know Leo? Oh, well, they know each other. Everybody kind of knows each other, but I don't think they teamed up in the first two, like, little segments of the story. Oh, they kind of did. They were, like, semi-allies in the first one. Like, Blaze and River had an alliance with Leo, Sheila, and Lynn, but it was kind of like a, hey, we'll come and help you when you need us, but we are kind of separate. Like, Blaze and River did not really want anything to do with anybody else. And when it came down to it, the war pushed them apart. Like, they weren't able to actually help each other because one part of the war was going against River and Blaze, and the other was going against, you know. But they were kind of allied for a little bit. The war is taking a break, guys. Cedric's Mountain Goats, because of course Cedric would come up with the name Mountain Goats. That's very on brand for him. And Kyle's Opal Empire nurses their wounds. That's not how you spell there. The war has taken a break as Cedric's mountain goats and Kyle's Opal Empire nurses their wounds. Guys, what are your favorite parts of the war? Are you on team mountain goats or are you on team Opal Empire? Or do you have a preference at all? We're taking a break is okay. This leaves Leo, Sheila, and Lynn to rest and recover from running and fighting. Today, Lynn is sitting gathering. I won't have Lynn in this because otherwise it's Lynn's going to gather supplies while they take a break. Today Lynn is mountain flower. It's a tough decision, to be sure. Lily Lynn is coming to officially move in. But until then, be two friends and relax. Sheila enjoys. That's not how you spell enjoys. Enjoys the feeling of the calm water dancing along her skin. And against her skin. Dancing along her skin. This world takes much from them. That's why it's vital to appreciate the slow moments. Okay. Okay. Let's look at that. The water is cool on this hot day. Sheila and Leo sit on the edge with their feet submerged. I already said day. It's nice. The war has taken a break as Cedric's mountain goats and Kyle's Opal Empire nurse their wounds. This leaves Leo, Sheila, and Lynn to rest and recover from running and fighting. Today, Lynn is coming to officially move in, but until then, the two friends can relax. Sheila enjoys the feeling of the calm water dancing along her skin. This world takes much from them, but that's why it's vital to appreciate the slow moments. Water dancing on her skin. Alright, we've got two more in this section and then we can decide if we want to continue. So we've got a rare fluff moment for Sky. We've also got a lore moment for Sky. Alright. What to do. Nini loves Sky. Sky sits beside. Obviously, we have to do Skedrick, guys. Come on. What do you take me for? Got too excited about your favorite character? Yeah. You can never get too excited about your favorite character. Come on now. Sky sits beside Cedric on the edge of the mountain cliff they call home. Sky sits beside Cedric on the edge of the mountain cliff they call home. The cold air washes over them. Washes over them. From all directions. It would make them feel frozen without the bundle of jackets they have made. Also, Sky's heart is beating so quickly that his body is hot on its own. Cedric is so close. Every time Sky looks at him, it feels like his heart might burst. The emerald green eyes that his emerald green eyes are as bright as the rising sun before them. Does Cedric know that Sky could watch him with as much awe as the gorgeous colors before them? Is it emerald green or is it forest green? I always get them mixed up. It must be forest, right? That makes more sense. Let me check. Oh, that's hilarious. Forest green. I was right. Okay. That's really funny because he has green eyes and his name is Green. His last name is Green. That's so funny. Okay. Eyes as beautiful as the rising sun. Eyes as beautiful as the rising sun. Okay, let's read through it. Bundle. There we go. Sky sits. Oh wait. It fits well together. Two are sitting near the lake in peace, and two are sitting on a cliff in a storm of feelings. I love that so much. That's such a good way to describe it. Sky sits beside Cedric on the edge of the mountain cliff they call home. The cold air washes over them from all directions. I didn't tell you that? Really? I thought I did. Yeah, his last name is Green. It's spelled... Let me show you. That's not what I wanted. Oh no, what is happening here? I got to fix. Must fix. Okay. This is how you spell his last name. So it's green with an E at the end. I really thought that came up in one of the stories we were writing. Okay. Now let's read through the cozy chord before I get distracted again. Sky sits beside Cedric on the edge of the mountain cliff they call home. The cold air washes over them from all directions. It would make them feel frozen without the bundle of jackets they have made. Also, Sky's heart is beating so quickly that his body is hot on its own. Cedric is so close. Every time Sky looks at him, it feels as though his heart might burst. His forest green eyes are as bright as the rising sun before them. Does Cedric know that Sky could watch him with as much awe as the gorgeous colors before them? I already said before them. Gorgeous colors in the sky. As the gorgeous colors. The sunrise. The gorgeous colors. Okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix that later. No, not that you know of or you didn't notice. It might have been something really casual in the AU where he goes to college. Yeah, we wrote an AU where Cedric goes to college. We've done. I do a lot of AUs. Nini helps me with them. Alright guys, this is the moment Nini has been waiting for. Lore for Sky. Actually, out of curiosity, I'm going to check something. Where is it? Where is it? Did he have one? He did have one. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I think this will be fun to do. This will be fun. This will hurt some souls. Guys, would you like your souls to be hurt? Okay. This one I'm worried might be a little over a minute, but it also might not. We'll find out. I can't do it, Cedric. Sky's hands shake as he holds the bow up, arrow pointed at Cedric's heart. His brown hair waves in his eyes, getting mixed with the tears flowing down his cheeks and the blood staining his skin. Cedric, green eyes shimmering in the light of the sun splashing off the small puddle of water they found themselves standing in, slowly takes a knee. His untied, dark brown hair flies to the side, dancing around his bloody face. He spreads his arms open and bows his head. After everything you've done for me, Sky. No, Sky begs. After you kept me alive and safe this entire time, Cedric continues. Cedric. Sky lowers his bow, but keeps the arrow knocked. Get up, he begs, red tear tracks stained down his face. You may slay me. I did not switch the screen back. There you go, screen's back. Did that hurt your souls? I hope it did. You know it. Yeah, I did know. I did know it would, Nini. That's why I did it. I'm just titling it You May Slay Me. I think that works pretty well. Guys, it's my profession to hurt souls. Did you know that? Like, I think that's really funny that as a writer, it is my profession to hurt your souls so that you'll read more of my books. Yeah, sorry, Vulture. So we've got up here, we've got some Kyle and Orion and a little bit of Tal in these, and then down here we've got a couple Skedrick ones. I think that worked out pretty well. And it's all Nini's fault. That's not true for Sky and Cedric though, because Sky and Cedric were already canonically going to get together before Nini and I started talking about it. Okay. So we've done 7 cozy corners, and what's really funny is that took an hour and a half to be able to write 7 cozy corners, when usually it takes me half an hour to write 7. So, what should we do now? Because I don't know if I want to try to write 7 more cozy corners. Unless you guys want to. Yeah, not all your fault. Skedrick is my fault. Yeah. That's fair. You can take 50% for the others. But Skedrick is my fault. So we've got... Oh, you know what we could do? So, Skedrick is the ship name for Sky and Cedric, and Karian is the ship name for Kyle and Orion, and we're trying to figure out a ship name for Kyle, Orion, and Tal, and we also need a ship name for Gold and Bow. Also, are there any other ships that I am unaware of at this moment? Because I know there's a ship for Sheila and River. But just from the Cozy Corners, which doesn't give a lot of information, are there any other ships going on out there? I'm curious, genuinely. Because I love the idea of people shipping my characters in ways I didn't think about. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I know you ship Sheila and River. I was anticipating that one from the way I presented them in the book. There's a couple that I'm anticipating. I'm curious about others. Because I anticipate Bow and Oak. I do anticipate that one. So there's some, like, you have to kind of read the book to kind of get some of them, because I haven't done much with them. What would be really funny is Lynn and Oak, like that combination, just from the Cozy Corners where I've had them kill each other several times. You can't separate Cozy Corners in the book. Yeah. It's the same story, really. They're just at different points in the timeline. You're curious too. There's so many interesting people. Yeah, I think you'll get a better a better idea of the characters and the story itself when you read the book. I think that's where a lot of the, because you can only get so much from minute long Cozy Corners, you know. I can't really think of, well, I actually have a thought. I do have a thought. Let me switch to that. Let me go here. We've got it. I could, so here's a thought. Here's a thought. I could read one of the long form cozy corners before we end off. I could read one of them, and I'm probably not gonna like all of them as I'm reading them, by the way. Need to go soon. It's early evening, and you deserve slightly burned bread. Okay. Maybe you can stick around for this last little bit where I read one of the long form cozy corners. So, we've got a man. Hold on, I can't see all of them. A man lost from home. Bite of blood and flesh. Explosions racked in a horrific world. My death at your fingertips. It was so nice to meet me and Nini. Thank you. If you're leaving, I hope you have a good rest of your day. The blue in my eyes and the heat in my palm. So we can read one of those, or we can end off. Yeah, it was really nice seeing you, Vulture. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Maybe we'll leave the long form cozy corners for now. You can end off here. We'll end off here. Okay. Well, thank you to everybody who came and hung out, even if I can't see how many people. So if you were here but you weren't typing in the chat, I hope you have a good day. To Vulture and Nini, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And read another one. Okay. All right. Vulture has convinced me. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. You saw nothing. Okay, Vulture, do you have a preference? I have to do it. Okay. Either you guys can pick one from the list that I read, or I can pick one. Do you have a preference, or should I pick one? So again, we've got a man lost from home. Bite of blood and flesh. Explosions racked in a horrific world. My death at your fingertips. The blue in my eyes and the heat in my palm. We've got those options, and you can pick one, or I can pick one. Vulture, you have to stay. You're not allowed to leave. You wanted this. I'm going to read one for you. I think I have a preference if nobody wants to choose. I also just have to wait for chat to update. So we're gonna hang out for a second. Three? Okay, that works. We'll do number 3. You're staying. Okay, good. Yeah, you're not allowed to leave, Vulture. You have to stay for this. Okay, so this is actually what's really funny. This is from a story that Nini and I did. So this is the prompt that came from that story. Lynn, Leo shouts. Lynn, I'm coming. Fast feet rush out of the forest. I actually have to zoom this in. Fast feet rush out of the forest toward a small cottage being threatened. He nearly makes it. Inside the house, Lynn's hand rests on the doorknob mere moments before the explosion hits, blowing him up instantly. Leo is shot back into the forest, slamming aggressively into the trunk of a nearby tree. Soot covers his entire body, and blood pours from pieces of wood embedded into his arm. But he isn't dead. Not yet. He howls in pain. Lynn died. 2 lives remaining. Actually, I think this was a cozy corner that came from the the story that Nini and I were writing. All right, here we go. And I nearly left Leo out of the scene. Yeah, I nearly did. Leo and Sheila walk side by side through the forest toward Lynn's home. The two live across from each other in the middle of a flower valley and have been allies with Lynn since early on in this strange world. Lynn built himself a small cottage only a 15-minute walk away, allowing Leo and Sheila to bring some supplies by periodically. After Cedric and Sky, the menaces they are, blew a hole in half of Lynn's home, they helped Lynn rebuild it. Today, Leo and Sheila bring a bundle of extra firewood and food to trade in exchange for some of the resources Lynn acquired in the deadly caves beneath the earth. What they didn't expect to see was Cedric crouched in the bushes on the forest's edge. Whenever the chaos-driven man is around, it never ends well for those nearby. Leo immediately grabs hold of Sheila's arm and drags her behind a nearby tree, holding a finger to his lips to silence the beginning of her startled questions. Her eyebrows draw together, and she looks at him questioningly. He points around the trunk in the direction of where Cedric lies in wait, watching Lynn's newly repaired home like a dog watches a treat, waiting for the right moment to snap forward and devour it. Sheila peers around the tree, her ocean blue hair dangling to the side and nearly disturbing the flower crown placed atop her head. The change in Sheila's form is instant. She stiffens and hardens like she's put on a layer of stone. "Stay here," she orders, holding a hand out to keep Leo in place. What is she planning? Leo stays where he is and watches Sheila approach with a perfect view of what will transpire. Sheila stops next to Cedric, crossing her arms across her chest. I gotta fix that. "What do you think you're doing?" she questions loudly. Cedric nearly jumps out of his skin and slaps a hand over his mouth to prevent him from making a sound. He may be chaotic, but he isn't stupid. "Hey, Sheila," he greets with a sickly sweet smile. "What brings you by?" "You mean, what brings me by my ally's house? I think the better question is, what are you," she jabs a finger in his direction, "doing at Lynn's home, which you just blew up last week?" Cedric has a silver tongue. He can talk his way out of nearly anything. Sheila isn't going to be enough to rattle him. "Oh, just bringing by a little gift for him." The smile never falters. Leo's heart pounds. What is Cedric planning? And where is Sky? Those two are never apart. If Cedric is here, then Sky can't be far. That doesn't bode well. Leo examines the nearby forest for any sign of a light blue shirt of a topaz, or a flash of sandy brown hair within the greenery, but there's nothing. "It would do you well to be careful, Cedric," Sheila warns. "Hurt enough people and you'll have all of us against you. Not even Sky can protect you then." Cedric pauses. It's almost enough for Leo to believe the second will reconsider whatever his plan is. "You're right," he finally admits. "I think it's time for us to gain some allies. But not you, though." Cedric rises to his feet and shouts, "Now!" Within Cedric's clenched fist, is 3 sticks of dynamite, TNT bound together. He holds a flaming lighter to the detonation cord and launches it toward Lynn's house. It crashes through the window and lands on the wooden floor right beside him. The agate's face pales visibly. A second and a third crash revealed 2 more points of attack. Sky. It must be. Leo's heart clenches, and he can't hold himself back any longer. He races down the worn path and past Sheila and Cedric. Lynn is his best friend. Leo has to save him. "Lynn!" Leo shouts. "Lynn, I'm coming!" Sheila reaches out to him, but misses. "Leo, no!" she screams. Leo barely hears her voice. All he can think about is saving Lynn. Inside the house, Lynn races for the front door. His hand wraps around the doorknob at the exact moment Leo reaches the door from the outside. They're both too late. A harsh explosion destroys the entire house and sends Leo flying backwards. He slams aggressively into the thick trunk of a nearby tree. The blow flings bits of the structure outward. Nails and pieces of wood are shot into Leo's right arm as he holds it up to protect his head. Burns from the blast cover the front of his body, tearing at his clothing. Soot coats him from head to toe, and his arm is more red than brown. He howls and writhes in pain, grasping onto his damaged limb. This is the kind of pain he's never experienced before in his life. Lynn died, 2 lives remaining. "Leo!" Sheila exclaims, racing through the wreckage to crouch beside him. When she reaches out to him, her hands tremble. "Leo, oh my gods." She steels herself and looks him in the eyes. "It's going to be okay." She nods like she's trying to convince herself just as much as him. "It's going to be okay. We're gonna get you home and call River over. Bo too. They're gonna fix you up. It's going to be okay." She nods again, and this time Leo nods with her as he grunts and groans in agony. She holds her hand above him, afraid to touch him, like in case she breaks him. In the distance, Cedric and Sky whoop and cheer, congratulating themselves on their success. They killed Lynn. How can they think this is a good thing? Even with the bloodlust everyone on their second life is subjected to, how can they clap and cheer? This is monstrous. This is diabolical. This is evil. They're evil. Sheila rises to her feet and screams, "How can you celebrate when you've done this?" She gestures to the destruction around them. "Look at Leo." She moves out of the way so Cedric and Sky can clearly see Leo's damaged body. "Look at what you've done to him." Sky has the decency to display some remorse. Cedric's face only shows fear. What is he afraid of? What he's done? How badly he's hurt Leo? Or something more malicious? He fumbles for Sky's hand and quickly retreats into the woods, disappearing from view. That's where I think I want to end it, but I'm also going to read a little further. You can give me your thoughts. Sheila turns back to Leo and holds her hands out, still fearful of hurting him worse. He knows the moment he moves, he'll scream. Every muscle in his body aches, and some even poke out from the worst of the burns. How will Leo recover from this? Finally, Sheila says in a voice meant to keep him calm, "I'm going to help you get to your feet. We have to get home. I'm so sorry." Leo knows she means both for what's happened and what she's about to do. Leo grits his teeth and nods. "I'm okay," he promises, preparing himself for the excruciating pain on its way. Sheila shifts to his side and tenderly slides her arm under his shoulders to grab onto his armpit. On 3. Leo squeezes his eyes shut and breathes harshly. 1, 2, 3. On 3, Sheila lifts. On 3, Sheila lifts, and Leo screams. So there you go. That's one of the long form cozy corners. I hope you enjoyed staying for that, Vulture. And I hope you enjoyed what I did with that little scene, Nini. I had fun with it. Alright. That was a lot of fun. We had a fun time today. It's my first time streaming in quite a long time, and it's my first time streaming on YouTube, which is why it was kind of weird. But I'll probably stream on YouTube more than Twitch because I've got a larger following here. And as I do the Cozy Corners, more and more people will follow. So that'll be fun. That's awesome. You're so happy. I'm glad, Vulture. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today. Leo, yeah. What I made with that scene is great. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That was so much fun. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day, Vulture. And thank you for joining, That's your first time seeing a YouTube stream? Oh, well, I'm glad it was mine. I'm glad it could be mine, and you could watch me write Cozy Corners and be incredibly distracted the entire time. So I might start doing these on Mondays, periodically. Hopefully every week, maybe not every week, but we'll try for Mondays. And you guys can force me to write Cozy Corners. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for spending some time in the cozy corner of the internet today. Okay. See you guys later. Bye.